Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, we're going to answer some points made by Ernesto Oporto. He's a subscriber of the channel, and he happens to be an Amico fan, right? And he's always very respectful. He leaves interesting questions. I'm always, answering his points, and he had some good ones here. Guys, it's great for us to talk about things as openly as we can, right? And I encourage Intellivision Amico fans to stop by and, just give your points of view, right? The purpose of this channel, guys, is to leave some sort of record out there for future investors to have something to look at. This is not a channel where I'm going to sit here and dim anybody's light, right? Some people shine on their own, and some people like to dim people's light by insulting them, calling them names, and doing things like that. We're going to try to avoid that here. I know it's human nature, guys, to debate and go over the line and getting crazy is what gets views. But I think that in this particular case now with the Amico at this point, there's a bigger point to be made than just, insulting people and doing toxic stuff. It shouldn't be done. I'm not a big fan of that, right? And I don't want it here on my channel. And I miss the old days when we had videos going back and forth. Somebody would do a pro Amico video, somebody would answer, and it's like, unfortunately those days are gone, right? Those days are gone, and what we have now is something very different. But even Amico fans that may want the system, but all they want is their money back so they can feel safer and then buy the system when it comes out, even they are getting silenced, right? And listen, guys, I'm not here to tell you who to watch, who not to watch, or anything like that, because I think having the other side is a great thing, right? If DJC wasn't out there, if Amico supporters weren't out there, you probably wouldn't be watching this, right? So it's great that we have at least a decent back and forth with different opinions, because that's how you learn, right? I can say something, especially on this type of video where I'm just doing them after work, usually before I do some honeydews around the house or get something done. Like I just finished washing the dishes right now. I mean, how long do you think I prepared for this video? I got home, I washed the dishes, I read this comment, at my lunchtime at work. And then, now I'm shooting the video now. And sometimes I will miss things or say a misstatement and I need to be corrected. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm right 100% of the times, and nobody is, right? Unless you're Tommy Tallarico. He doesn't lose. But, that having a great discussion, I think, always helps. So let's talk about this comment here that Ernesto Porto left. Let me see here. And these are the points that he's making, right? Ernesto has been a subscriber of the channel for some time now, and he's always respectful. He always leaves his comments. And guys, this is the kind of discussions I want to have, right? I do want the other side to come here. I mean, if they're being silenced, where are they going to talk, right? A lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people think that I want to have here, people that used to be, pro Amico, just so we can have a powwow and be friends or forgive them or something like that. I have nothing to forgive them for. They've never done anything to me. Right? I'm not going to judge somebody one way or another because they had a bad opinion on a game, right? For me, it would be ludicrous if you saw, guys, the games that I have in my wall. Forget about getting mad for my opinion. You'd be questioning my sanity. I have some Japanese games in there that I can't even read, right? But I just bought them because I thought they were fun at some point. But anyway, guys, the reason I want to have them here is to have a record so future investors have something to refer to. Right? Because future investors are going to be looking these up and they can make their own mind, because this is not financial advice. This is for your entertainment only. Right? But they should have somewhere they can look at. They're not going to go look at a channel where they're calling DGC all kinds of names. They're just going to walk right away from that. But if they see a coherent discussion of the facts, then they have both sides of the story and they can make their own decision. I would, You know, I'd be lying to you if I told you that there's people not waiting to invest in the Amico again. There are. That's just the way it is, guys. This is America, and people love burning money. You know, that's just the way it is. But let's read his points here, and let me talk about them, because I was answering him, and in the middle of answering him, I got the idea to make this video because there was so much more that I wanted to say that probably typing it would lose context. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. You say the Amico Forever should just talk about Amico and not retro games, but the show's purpose is to talk about all things retro, which includes discussion of Intellivision. Seems like you're nitpicking here, right? That may seem to you what it's like because you're considering DJC's channel as a regular channel, right? And it's not, and neither is this channel. So let me start with me so I can give you an example, right? This channel, the fact that you're entertained by it, is just a byproduct of me being a shill, right? Me shilling, the byproduct is we get to talk about these things, right? But if you look at my channel, right, if you look at what you're seeing right now on screen, there's a disclaimer there that this is not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. And why not? Because I am a channel, I'm an investor in these companies, right? I also have an eBay store, right? And that's what I'm promoting here. I'm promoting the games that I play because they're in companies that I own stock in, right? And that's why I have to make this disclaimer here. Let me blow it up for you a little bit. I'm an investor in all major video game companies. Never take anything I say as financial or legal advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, because no matter what I say about any company, I could be as sincere as you might think. The fact is that I have a financial interest. You know, the way you guys buy video games raises my stocks a lot, right? And you guys will keep on buying video games, and as long as I talk about them, you will come to the channel and, you know, click on the like buttons, and YouTube will send me that $1 a day so I can put to my retirement along with those stocks there, right? So I do have a financial interest in his. You're right. Right now, you're in another country, I believe. So, but I'm talking to the U.S. viewers. It's your right to know that I am a shill, right? Because that's what I am. As soon as I have a financial interest in these companies, I'm officially a shill. And I'm sure your country has similar laws, right? And of course, you also have the YouTube terms of service. Right? So there's a few things that you have to abide by there, right? So now you have to put those same things to DJC. The problem is DJC doesn't disclose it. He doesn't. And that is a problem, right? It's a problem, not for me, for the FTC, right? And I've shown you guys this before. Look, here it is. Disclose when you have any financial, employment, personal, right? Like if you've ever told, I love you, Tommy, personal, or family relationship with a brand, right? And it goes here through the minutia, but it's very simple. Make disclosures even if you think evaluations are unbiased, right? It's very broad, but look at this. Keep in mind tags, pins, likes, similar ways of showing you like a brand or product or endorsements. So if you have something that you have for free, right, you have to disclose that. And I'm not going to read the whole pamphlet to you, but you can see how this applies to DJC, right? Number one, because he has a financial interest in Amico, right? He's in a profit sharing. He's an investor, right? The other people have personal relationships with Tommy. You have employees of the company as moderators in the chat, right? People have the right to know that. So I think where you err is where you're thinking that DJC is not a business. He is. He just doesn't recognize either by ignorance or omission, right? And I'm telling you it is because I fall in the same boat. I know what I have to follow, and he has to do the same thing too, right? It's just as simple as that. All right. Number 2, technically they did work on the Earthworm Jim game when they met for the reunion, but nothing else was done after that. Sir, I would like to disagree with you, but you are correct. Technically, you are correct. When I referred to that, I was referring to actual programming and all that stuff, but, technically you are correct. I'm not going to debate that with you because the facts are in your favor. However, let me point to you what this actually was. You have 2 testimonies here. One, the one that I read when I was doing the previous show, where this gentleman said they basically got for let me just read it. I was not involved in Earthworm Jim 4. The Shiny team did get together for a reunion that Tommy Tallarico organized. Now, from what was said, okay, they organized this reunion, and impromptu a live stream occurred from that, where he showed the whole team, according to, what Smash JT said. Tommy told them they didn't work on the game, right? So it's basically promotion for investors, right? Other than the cartoon you saw in this meeting here, there was nothing else done, right? As you say. But that was done for the purposes of showing investors that that was the game, right? That's coming out, and we were all excited back then to have an Earthworm Jim. Many people invested in the company specifically because they believed that game was coming out. Many people invested because they were prompted to by the undisclosed investor at that time, right? So what do? Right? That's a business decision that DJC made on his channel, right? I know that by law I have to say, don't take anything that I say as financial advice, right? He chose not to do that. He prompted people, and it's documented that he did it. He also keeps denying it now. Is that good? Is that good? I mean, he said it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do that? He said that as an investor. Those are facts. I'm not making that up. It's not my opinion. You can go look it up yourself, right? So, number 2, I'll give you, but okay, number 3. Those guys in Amico Forever are nice people. I agree Mike Mullis is a little too trigger happy, and he's admitted to being a bit too reactionary on the whole. They're nice, welcoming people. Listen, they're nice, welcoming people if they agree with you. I've only had experience with Mullis, right? And he was nice to me until I disagreed. And then all of a sudden, with 300 subscribers or so, I became a bottom dweller, right? I'm not a bottom dweller anymore because he values people on the basis of subscriptions for whatever reason. But I'm the same person. I'm still making the same points. Would I call him nice? He hasn't been particularly nice to me, but that's subjective to you, right? But he's also the person who said, I love you, Tommy. That's a personal relationship that he has. He's admitted they're friends, and according to the FTC, disclosure. Okay? So that's just a matter of opinion, right? And I'm not saying not to watch him. I'm not saying not to see him, but what I'm saying is you're saying he's nice based on what you've experienced. So that's subjective. And they all may be very nice people, right, when they're not promoting the product. And I'm not saying not to watch them, right? But nice people, nice business people do nice things, right? The statement that I just read to you, right, was described as an axe to grind. That's a lie, right? Now you tell me, do nice people lie about something that can be factually proven as false? Right? They said that. You can go back to their stream and look at it. Okay? So that's one. Number 2, do nice people promote products that they're investors in? Right? DJC is promoting a product that he has a financial interest in. Is that something nice business people do? Not in my experience, but Maybe you have a different experience. So I ask you this. In what other industry, tell me, in what other company do you approve of an investor, without disclosing, promoting a product that he's financially, willing to make some money on, without telling the people that he's involved with the company? Tell me, you give me one company and one person, give me an example where you say, this is also okay here. And that is my challenge to all, DJC and Amico supporters. Find me another case where there's an investor pumping products that you're okay with, that you don't mind. You don't mind him not disclosing to people that he's an investor. That one is still one that I never hear back from, right? But you're welcome to try, right? If you can give me an example, that'd be great. That would still be wrong. It's still against FTC regulations, right? So, number 4, it's a shame Chuck doesn't want to do a stream with you, but I can understand why. He's already stated he doesn't want to run a negative drama channel, and there's already like 50 or so like that. Well, this, is not a negative drama channel, right? I'm trying to discuss business. Sometimes it runs into this, right? And I say of his work, because you're viewing him just as a fan. I view him as an investor, right? And people tell me that there's nice investors all the time. I don't know any nice investors because I never get to know them that deeply. The only thing I care about investors is whether they make money or not. We're results driven. We're not character driven, right? It's just about making money. Now, Chuck has done these things. He's promoted the console. He's told people to invest in the company, documented on video, right? Prompted them to do so. And he's denying it now, right? The last time he denied it was on Saggy Melon stream, right? I clipped it, so I have that, right? And those are facts, right? He was promoting the console. He told people that they could get their money back, which isn't the case, right? Nobody's answering at Intellivision. I've had an email to Intellivision since March. Not for the wood grain, because I would never cancel that. As a matter of fact, it's just a back order. They never sent me one of the products that I ordered. Nobody's answered me since March. You said that there's a fine line on your point number 3. There's a fine line between asking questions and being a troll. The person that they banned is actually a customer. He had been banned by Mike previously because he didn't answer his question. He wants his money back. He was asking questions that were pertinent about the company or Thorn Jim, right? Because it was news. This show told you that they were going to talk about Amico news when it came out. And there's been at least 3 pieces of information, right, that are not drama related. One of them is this. As you can see, that statement isn't dramatic, right? The other is production. Phil Adam answered my tweet, and he said that he would make a statement when he had find a solution to production. And number 3, Tommy was in a concert. None of those things could you consider drama, right? But Chuck has brought drama on himself because of the things that he's done, and it's documented. So what do you think? If you're an investor that invested because he prompted you to invest, wouldn't you be a little upset if you lost $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever the figure is? That could generate some bad feelings from people, right? And the last thing here, I understand that you have to do this to please your sub, these kinds of videos, but I felt I had to add some notes and points you made here. I don't do these for the people because nobody's satisfied with these videos, right? So, one side is usually, thinks that I don't go hard enough, right? And one side thinks that I'm being too hard. So you can never please people. I mean, I hope that if I'm somewhere in the middle where people get to talk, I think that's a good thing. But I think the bigger point that you're missing here is that Chuck is not a fan, and neither am I. We're 2 competing businesses. If something were to happen between these channels, now it's a business thing. It's not a channel thing, right? So keep that in mind. The purposes of businesses are what? There's only one rule of business, right? There's only one purpose of a business. The purpose of a business is to make money, right? And that is what Chuck is trying to do. He's the only investor that actually has made money out of all the investors. And the purpose of that channel is to promote the Intellivision Amico. The reason people are being censored is because it's a sponsored, right, content. It's a sponsored content with NDAs like you would have at your job, right? So as I told you before, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? It's not a fan show. It's not a fan cast by law, not by what I think. It's not your opinion. It's not my opinion. It's what the regulations say. And he wants to avoid that. He wants to avoid taking responsibility for the things that he's done. And that's where he's getting the drama from. He's not getting it from here. I'm not calling him names. I'm not, insulting him. The thing that I've said that bothers people the most is nice people do nice things. Great guys do great things. And if he is a great guy, you need to show me some evidence, because I just pointed you to things that are not nice. That's the whole point, right? And when another investor comes here, right, that's doing research on the Intellivision Amico, and they see this video, they'll have that evidence to move forward. Now, let me tell you this, guys, I do appreciate PM Ferreira here, whoever he may be, because he always stops and leaves good comments that make you think. And I think we need more of those. We need more Amico fans on here making good points. Like I told you, I miss the good old days of the back and forth videos between pro and anti, if you will, side, because I think there were better discussions. I don't want to have a channel where, I'm insulting, people that like Amico and all that stuff. No. I mean, I can sympathize with a lot of the old man cringe community. A lot of people think that I want to have people for interviews because I don't know, somehow I'm going to absolve them or forgive them. I have nothing to forgive them for, right? They've never done anything to me. Just have different opinions on a video game. The ramification of which was, $16.4 million lost, right? So it's a big deal. But like they say out there, I see people joke around sometimes. People need to talk and heal, people. We can't let something this bad go. And I'm doing it for your entertainment, right? I'm doing it for your entertainment. And like I said, the entertainment part is a byproduct of me being a shill. And it's the same on the other side. So don't get it mixed. Once you become an investor, you're no longer a fan. Chuck needs to accept that reality. It's not an insult. It's just the facts. Hey, PM Ferreira, thank you. Ferreira, are you Portuguese, maybe? I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I really do appreciate all the likes. We're going to have a great show next watch along. I have something very, very special for you. Let me tell you, you can't even guess what I'm going to have. I'm going to have something very, very cool. I'm going to be working on it this weekend whenever I can. Just not going to let the wife know. I'll be losing some sleep, but I'll be writing notes. But I am going to have something that might be fun for everybody, right? And I'll try to make it as fun as I can. And of course, we'll be watching the comments, and anybody that gets zapped out there from the comment section, you're more than welcome to come here. I'll promise to answer your questions respectfully as much as I can, so we can all have a good time. Whether you're pro or anti, let's just have a place to talk without all the drama, I think. That would be a great thing to do, right? Guys, I will catch you on the next one. And if you're a fan of the Amico, I will see you on the pregame show. It's going to be special. Take care, guys.
New videos every week. Make sure you don't miss out and subscribe.